is something pretty remarkable.
This is my movie.
These are our stories.
I am Real Works.
Are you recording right now?
It ruined my life because I lost my mother.
We were really at the age where it was going to affect us the most.
Listen to my story.
This is my story.
Get inspired by us teens.
This is where I can tell my story.
Where teens from New York are given a voice. This is Real Works.
Welcome to Real Works. I'm Byron. New York is a city of immigrants. As we celebrate the extraordinary richness these new Americans bring to our city, it's easy to forget that everyone who comes here has left something precious behind. This week we have 3 stories of the journey teens go through when they immigrate to the U.S. Here's our first film, Between Yesterday and Tomorrow.
They used to tease me about everything and anything.
I felt really out of place. Even still, I do.
From like very early age, I had almost no friends at all. I was always alone.
They put you in this group, they don't want to know who you are because they think they already know you, so.
America, the dream country, where doors are open for you. America, the country of immigrants. The paradox is that we hate and we fear them. We see immigrants as a group, not as individuals. This fear of the unknown, the idea that newcomers may present some kind of threat, it keeps people's eyes shut, unable to put themselves in someone else's shoes.
I just remember, I looked up to Americans so much, they were these God type of people. If you're an American, you're immediately rich or something.
They asked me if I wanted to move. And I was only 10, so of course I said yes. Because Ukrainian media is full of crap about America. They have the USA channel.
Everybody kept telling me, oh, your aunt is in America, and America is such a great place. It's like a dream country and stuff. I came here at 13, and at 13, pretty much becoming an adult and stuff. And you start realizing that there's no such thing as a dream country, So.
I went to school after moving to my first apartment, and it was very scary because I didn't speak any English.
People had to translate for me a lot of things I didn't know. I didn't know what some words meant, some expressions. I had no idea.
At first, I didn't understand some things, and I would be asking my friends to help me out, and I'd be you're just using an excuse that you came here and you don't really speak English just to get out of work.
I thought I'd come here and I'd automatically find friends and I'll fit in, and people here are just like me, but they're not, they're different, and they can be pretty mean.
There was discrimination even to the littlest kid, stupid immigrant,
I just moved here. I didn't know anything about this culture, so I couldn't exactly fit in because I didn't know.
At first, I used to be kind of I used to be so embarrassed of my parents in stores when we went in there, and they would be speaking Russian, shh, don't speak Russian, speak English, and be don't speak at all.
It's wrong to assume that parents will deal with such changes like grown-ups. All the responsibilities on them. They face different, but much more complicated pressures. It's also tough for their children to watch them going from what they were to an absolute zero and start their lives over.
It's probably very painful for them to move. They probably regret more things than I do because I had such limited experience in Ukraine, and they had years.
My father, It's hard for him, you know, like 45-year-old man who doesn't really know English language that good. But you know, he's trying really hard. He's looking for a job any place he can. It doesn't matter what it is. For all he cares, he'd be a garbage man as long as he can support his family.
It took a lot to get a job. It was really hard. First, he was made fun of on his job because he wasn't speaking that well and he has an accent and everything. So, you know, his co-workers were making fun of him. But then he gained their respect because he was like a professional and he knew what he was doing. He was good at his job.
As time passes, immigrants realize that they can't go back. And it's not worth going back either. But will they be fully American? They know that no matter how well they're going to blend in, there always will be a part of them that won't.
I don't think I'd have much there. I think I'd have friends, which is very important, but I have friends here.
I have a lot of regrets, but I don't mind.
I guess I would go back there for like, not forever.
I don't remember anything back then. Things would change so much since then till now over there. I don't even know how things are over there at all.
Well, first of all, my future is here because a lot more doors are open for me here in this country.
It's just nice here. I would never want to leave Brooklyn.
America simply had more to offer. It was greed that got me here.
Did you change a lot?
I grew up, yes. I grew up. I understand things more now. You know, when people treat you like crap, you understand more things. So, you know, you understand how to treat other people with respect and stuff, you know.
I know how to take care of myself. I don't take any crap from people. I don't let people get the best of me anymore.
I don't make any judgments about people anymore. I used to. I used to be very discriminative about everyone. Now, I don't mind anyone being at all. I don't make perceptions of them which I cannot control or do not know anything about. I just look at a person and I stop all thoughts.
There's so many different people. Everyone reacts differently to the experience of moving. The younger you are, the easier it is, because you don't have to deal with this load of memories. You have nothing to compare it with. But if you do, the question rises. What do you have to give up to fit in? What do you have to keep? And sometimes you find yourself sort of stuck between yesterday and tomorrow.
8 years have passed since Alex made her film. We recently sat down with her to see where life has taken her.
Real New York, local independent film and video. This time on Real New York.
My film Between Yesterday and Tomorrow was inspired by my own experience as an immigrant from Uzbekistan. I came to this country just 2.5 years ago and I had to build a whole new life at the age of 16.
I think when I made Between Yesterday and Tomorrow, I was supposed to make that film. That was definitely the one I had to tell first. It really set me on the path, I think, of telling stories and making films. It helped me to get into film school. I went to SUNY Purchase Film Conservatory, and I have been working in film ever since. So, Stacy Darina and I went on a road trip about a month ago, and we kept referring to it as the American road trip. Road tripping itself, I think, is a very American thing. So, for us to gear up and do that was really kind of great. And whoever we talked to was basically telling us you're living the American dream. So I guess we were pretty excited about that. packed our bags and basically went to, I'll take you through the route. Okay, it's Dogfish Brewery in Delaware, my favorite beer. Then Assateague, Maryland, where horses run wild on the beach, which is really great.
This is why we came to this island.
Then we went to Virginia Beach and camped out there for a couple of days. After that, we went to Atlanta. And then Savannah. Yeah, we were in New Orleans during the oil spill and in Nashville during the flood. Which was kind of unfortunate, but still great. Ow! Ow! Yeah! To see how people are different throughout, like different parts of America. But I don't know if I can make a point of it being that drastic, I think people are people anywhere you go. I am actually going back to Uzbekistan this summer. It's gonna be the first time I've ever gone back for 10 years. Uzbekistan doesn't support dual citizenship. So basically what I have to do, I have to take my passport, I have to walk over to the embassy, slam it down on the table and be like, I don't want to be a citizen of your country anymore. Not only that, you have to write a handwritten explanation stating that you no longer want to be a citizen of Uzbekistan, which is like not true. I do want to be a citizen of Uzbekistan. I don't think I can ever fully say it, I come from a different place where things are different. I can speak the language, I can dress the same, I can, talk the same, blah, 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 but I don't think I can ever see things quite the same.
In our next film, filmmaker Sergio Montiel explores the meaning of home by contrasting the differences between living in New York City and the life he left behind in Paraguay. Here's A Million Light Years from Home. Scott Tsang was just a baby when his parents immigrated to the U.S., but by 15, he had already endured more traumatic experiences than most folks do in a lifetime. Here's Scott's philosophical film on how to live life in the face of adversity.
I like Scott Tsang a lot because he's a friendly person, he's an honest person.
He's hardworking, intelligent.
He's into politics.
I know he's running for election right now at school.
He came into my classroom yesterday and delivered a riveting speech to my students.
I don't remember anything about my mother except her face. Her eyes were a dark brown, I think, and her hair was very short. She was an intelligent student. She finished all the education that she needed. Unlike my father, he didn't finish high school, but he actually had this arranged marriage with my mother. He loved her so much that he was devastated when she passed away. I had a brain tumor when I was 6. After the operation, I had to walk around the house with crutches because my legs were very weak. I was in a coma for over a year. It affected my speech by the way I pronounce some words, and the way I speak sort of is a problem sometimes. I've written a lot of poetry, but most of my poems are about love that people share. I do too hope to be in love one day to anyone that will love me back. When I was 13, I found out that my father was sick, and the doctors said it was a stomach cancer. He didn't actually tell me, but he kept it to himself until he couldn't stand it. It was just about 3 months before he went to the hospital and then died out. One day, a friend of mine asked me how I was feeling after my father's death, and I told her I was sort of angry and sad, and she gave me a word of advice saying that my father's gone and I should get on with my life. I had to get on with my education like how my father envisioned it before his death, and it sort of gave me an encouragement to go on without him and get over the misery that I suffered. There is still some grief that I'm getting over with my parents' death, but I feel like I'm getting stronger every day.
Going places. I see him excelling in whatever he does.
I like his zest for life, his uncompromising optimism.
He's destined to do something to make us all proud.
Well, my philosophy of life is that you should never take life for granted. You should seize the day, every day you have on this planet.
On behalf of the Student Alliance Exec Board, I would like to congratulate the winners of the 2002-2003 Executive Board. Director of Charitable Events is Scott Tsang, the Vice President is Eva Strom, and the President is Luna Ross. Congratulations.
That's all for this week. Join us next time for more unfiltered voices of Brooklyn youth on Real Works. I'm Byron Hurt.